Hey, I'm Kris.
And I'm Parker. We're the Messenger Birds, and you're listening to Brutally Delicious Podcast. Hey,
how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm Bruce. There's my partner, Kris.
Bruce has shitty internet, so he can't be seen.
Nice.
I really think it's just because he's ugly, but that's okay.
I live in just outside of Richmond, a pretty big city, but in this little town, the internet is the worst. And once I start adding video, the bandwidth starts crapping everything.
Oh, geez. Yeah, it can do that every once in a while.
Yeah.
So cool, man. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
So I'm going to start off the conversation. I'm growing a beard right now. It's the first time I've ever grown one in 44 years of my life. And
Nice.
It's not coming in. It's coming in like I'm 16. So how did you get such a great fucking beard?
I don't know. It wasn't always this great. I mean, I don't grow the mustache usually because my beard hair is a little lighter unless it grows in enough. So I usually just get impatient with it and I just shave it off. So I just do the rest of the face and shave the mustache off.
Nice.
So that had nothing to do with music. It's just, now that I'm entering Beardland, I just wanted to know what's the freaking secret. Because
Yeah, I don't know. I let it grow. I trim it every couple of weeks, and once it starts looking ratty. But yeah, I just kind of let it do its thing, and that's it. I don't do any beard oil or any product or anything like that.
Cool. So onto the music. I was just listening to Everything Has to Fall Apart Eventually. And holy crap, I wasn't ready for that. Like that song, I was just like, okay, because we do a lot of these podcasts, we hear a lot of music. So I generally kind of have, I guess you kind of get a bias. You're like, okay, I'm going to listen to this. But every now and then you get a gem that just jumps out at you and says, what the hell? How have I never heard this before? So talk to us about that song.
So that song in particular was one of the last ones we wrote for the album. I think that Kris is standing by the way, if you wanted to loop him in on the Skype call
sure.
too.
Yeah, we can. Let's loop him in. Let's do it right now, and then we can talk about it. We don't have his Skype ID though.
Oh, you don't?
Can you add him from
Hold
your
on,
end?
maybe it's in the email. It might be in my email. Hold on.
If you don't got it, I have it.
Yeah, I do. It's right there. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was both. I thought it was an either or.
Bruce is a
Nope,
little.
we can both be on. Yeah.
Bruce is a little technically illiterate sometimes.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, you had no idea what you were getting into when you signed on for this podcast. All right, we're adding Kris now.
All right.
Kris.
Hello.
Hey, I'm Bruce Moore here. That's my partner, Kris, with the camera on.
How you doing, man?
Hey, there he is.
What's going on?
Well, that shelf is my kind of shelf up there.
Thanks. I work at a brewery.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's my kind of job. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're adding you in now. We didn't know that we were. Yeah. Anyways.
Oh, cool. No, it's cool.
So we were just talking about Everything Has to Fall Apart eventually. How did that song come about? And just talk about that track in general.
Yeah, I was just telling them that was one of the last ones we wrote for the album.
Oh, yeah. It actually had a lot of parts to it that we didn't figure out until last minute. So it did the opposite of what it said it was going to do. It came together eventually instead of falling apart.
Yeah, I think it kind of started off actually with that like instrumental bridge section groove in the song, and it was one of those things where we were just like I looped kind of the guitar layers on top of each other and just had that set. And I was like, this is kind of cool. And it actually was a lot slower than that when I first was making it. And so I showed it to Kris and was like, we should try to do something with this. And so then we sped it up a little more and just kind of like like improv this groove thing, and it was like this 6 minute, 10 minute, I don't know how long it was, but I mean, it was just like, it was this huge section of us just like jamming together, and we're like, this is sweet. I don't know what we're going to use it for, but it's really cool. And then eventually we kind of wrote the other riffs separately, and we're like, oh, well, we can kind of chunk these together and make it work. And so the song, when we brought in the demo to the studio, was probably closer to like 6.5, 7 minutes.
Oh.
And then we were like, we know we need to cut this down. We don't know exactly how we want to do it yet, but we talked to our buddy Steve, who produced the album. And he was like, all right, well, what if we sort of cut it here and go this many bars? Does this work? And we kind of listened to it a few times, played around with it, and then found a way for it to work. And now you hear what it sounds like.
Yeah, that one had a lot of steps to it.
Yeah. Now, how did you guys get that distorted bass tone?
Yeah, that comes from well, I don't know which distorted bass tone you're talking about, because we do have a few, but Parker has a gnarly one on his guitar cab, because it's his guitar tone, so it's playing through his guitar amp like at the lowest frequency, which is also like has the same effects that his guitar has through his bass amp. I like how I'm telling Parker's tones to you.
No, you're doing a good job.
There's this awesome synth tone that we've used for things, and that's in the recording studio. I don't even know what this device is called, because it's not just like a keyboard, but it's this gnarly thing that our producer Steve has, and we've used it for a bunch of songs at this point, just because it sounds so cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was saying earlier, like as soon as the riff started, I was like, holy fuck, this is great. And like for you guys probably don't know this, but we usually do metal podcasts. That's what we usually do, and we're branching off now, and we're gonna do different areas of interviews and podcasts, because we just love music from everywhere, really. So when I heard this track, I was like, it just grabbed me instantly and pulled me in, and I wanted to hear more and more and more.
Awesome. I think that's what we liked about the way the song starts too, is like it hits you right away, and like you're off the ground running from beat one, and then it takes you to a bunch of different places. So it's that driving verse, and then the heavy hitting chorus, and then the groove and the bridge kind of gives you a little more atmosphere, and then just brings it back in real hard at the end. It's just one of those cool melodic songs that like it didn't write itself like some other songs do, but when it came together, we were like, this is a really cool thing. We're really happy with it.
Well, hey, even think of a song like Where the Streets Have No Name by U2, right? Like the producer was like, fuck it, I'm gonna absolutely erase this whole thing, we're starting again. And the assistant engineer was like, no, don't stop. Because they were so frustrated. And then look what happened with that song, So sometimes the songs that you have to kind of fight and struggle against turn out to be the best.
Yeah, sometimes that's how it's got to be. I mean, like we've never been ones to like shy away from just completely throwing stuff out and starting from scratch. We don't like to force anything if it's not working. So if we're working on something and it just feels like it's going nowhere, like we'll just totally throw it off to the side and do something else.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that for both Parker and I, correct me if I'm wrong, but when we finished this album, this was the track that we were most excited about. We were very into how it turned out. Yeah,
I could see why. I mean, it's already all over my Facebook page. I shared it right away.
Oh, thank you, man.
I was like, how have I not heard this song? I do this sometimes where I put out songs where I'm like, how have I not heard this song before? And I put them out. So
we appreciate it, man. Yeah. I mean, it hasn't been out for that long, so it's not that surprising you didn't hear it until then, but
it's okay. It's only been 3 weeks or so.
Yeah.
Bruce?
Yeah. So do you find it difficult or more challenging writing stuff in the current situation we're in, or are you guys normally used to sending emails back and forth?
So for quite a while, we like really didn't see each other when the pandemic started, and so we actually started a podcast of our own just to kind of start hanging out virtually again, and like that allowed us to bring some friends in that are also musicians or people that we work with. Steve, our producer, is a frequent guest on the podcast, and he's a whole character in and of himself. And then, we've talked to like our manager and our agent on there and some other people. We've sent some ideas back and forth, had some conversations like off air podcast style. But generally speaking, when we write, we get together and we'll jam some stuff out kind of off the cuff. And then we'll also bring in preconceived ideas and try to work on those. We try to just do it every different possible way that we can. Because no song has ever come about the same way. Like sometimes it starts with a lyric and a melody, and then we build around that. Other times it's like we got this atmospheric vibe in mind, which is how everything has to fall apart. Eventually, it came about, and same thing with "Play Dead." That was kind of like built off of the vibe of the verses in that song, and
is that the piano tune?
No, that's the
piano in the video.
Say that again.
I just watched the video earlier with a piano in the video. Shit, now I'm gonna have to go back and look.
Piano in the video. Why can't I think of what this is?
The one in the church. You're talking about? Yeah, he's talking about the lyric video. That's his mantle.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It kind of looks like a piano.
Oh, okay.
So I think yes.
That's the one.
Bruce doesn't really know. Bruce doesn't really know instruments.
It's the only lyric video we have.
Oh yeah, Play Dead
right.
is out everywhere. Watch the full lyric video here. Yes.
Also,
Yes.
What's the name of your podcast? You can plug it.
Oh, it's called "We Got Ourselves and Kevin Into This."
Nice.
It's a line out of Phantom Limb, and then we also have to mention Kevin because he's a very important piece of the puzzle here.
So, do you guys have a live drummer or are you using drum machines? How are you going about this?
Chris is the drummer.
Oh, you're the drummer.
Yeah, Parker's all the sounds.
Okay.
All the rest of the sounds.
So you're just two people. That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, that's freaking rad. Because the beat sounds killer on that song. I gotta say, and you're going for those really dry drum tones.
Yeah.
Were you damping the skins quite heavily?
No, we kind of the opposite. We like doubled some of those tracks on the drums, and we used some big ones, like big boom boom ones. It's just how Steve's editing it, I guess, to get it to sound like more crisp. That's what you're saying, crisp and dry.
Yeah. They sound super dry, like almost like they're damped and loose. If that makes any sense. Yeah. Well,
it's like a big sound, but it cuts real
tight,
good.
Big sound. We go pretty tight in the studio.
Boy, was I wrong. But
yeah.
I know Steve is a wizard on the board in there. He does a really great job EQ and everything.
We spent a lot of time getting the exact tone that he's looking for. So like you'll just be turning those knobs on the drum for
well, it's like 2 hours, man. Like before we get a drum sound we're happy with. That's day one. Steve goes in there and Kris is just like screwing around on the drums for 2 hours, and then he's like, all right, well, let's try a couple takes now.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He gets it right.
It's like almost lunchtime by the time that we're ready to start tracking.
Man, I bought the coolest device. It's called the TuneBot. Have you seen those?
No, what's that?
What you're talking about?
Yeah, it's like a digital tuner for drums. So you can stick it on the drums and it automatically adjusts the lugs. And then you can save and recall.
Those things are so sweet.
You can save and recall the tunings for all these different kits and stuff. I think you can have 6 different kits in it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Does that thing measure like the tension too? The tension in the lugs?
Yeah.
Oh, that's rad.
So it does equal. You can set it to do however you want, and then you can say you want to tune minor thirds, and it will do the top skin and bottom skin in minor thirds, or however you want to do it. It's really cool.
How much do those things cost?
$99.
That's
much?
not that bad.
$99.
Oh, $100. Yeah.
Dude, you could get that.
And then you
We
can call it
afford that.
you can call up the tunings on your phone. So you put the bot on the drum and you say do this and it does it.
Oh, no way.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that part of technology, man. We have our in-ears on our phones and stuff, so we can mix every single channel on there, and you just have it right by you. It's so easy.
It sounds like you guys are embracing technology quite a bit with your music.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
We wouldn't be able to play the way we do without it. I mean, my entire like guitar sound is from like 6 different pedals.
Which pedals?
The main ones being it's always been a combination of like a Big Muff fuzz distortion and the Pog 2, so that I can get the different octaves in there simultaneously and then switch them on and off. But I've got a bunch of other ones that I've thrown in over the last couple of years now. I've got a couple from Earthquaker. The Data Corruptor is one of my favorite new ones because you can use it in a bunch of different ways. Like I like to just turn it on and use it as a really abrasive square fuzz. And then it also just makes a ton of really, really weird sounds. So we used it a bunch on Play Dead, and we used it on No Pardon to make a lot of really weird like computer synthy sounds. Then I've got the C Machine, which is like a tremolo chorus pedal thing that makes a lot of crazy sounds. That one's all over What You Want to Hear. And then what's the other one? I'll think of it. But it's the Avalanche Run. It's the delay pedal. And then I got trying to think of all the other pedals I have. Hall of Fame Reverb I use quite a bit. I've got like a super overdrive pedal that I just use as like an extra lead crunch on there on certain things.
I like how you guys are not waiting to add effects during mix, but you're actually tracking them while you're
committing right to it.
Yeah.
Yep, just committing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We don't really do anything after, I guess, either.
That's pretty good. Bruce?
I think the only thing that we do with that is like maybe vocals. We track it dry and then add stuff later, but with any of the other stuff, it's pretty much we go right in for whatever sound we wanted to hear in the first place.
Not afraid of commitment. I like this.
No,
this is a recording engineer's dream when a band was willing to commit. I love it.
Yeah.
If fans want to find you guys online, are you pretty active besides the podcast? You on Instagram, all that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah, Instagram is probably the most heavy presence for us. We're on everything else too, but Instagram seems to be the most interactive.
And is it just the Messenger Birds?
Yeah, at the Messenger Birds. Twitter is at the Messenger Birds, but Messenger has no E's in it. Because it wouldn't fit the whole thing on the handle for whatever reason. And then Facebook.com/the Messenger Birds. Our website is just themessengerbirds.com. YouTube channel is some weird username with a bunch of numbers in it. I wouldn't be able to tell you that, but you can just
it's 150
Google search
characters long, but it ends with a XC5.
U5967452. I don't know.
Yeah, we should come up right away when you search the Messenger Birds on YouTube, though.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that one's easy. And then we also are fairly new to TikTok, but that's a thing that we started doing.
Well, is that even? That is still a thing. I thought it was canceled, but it's back.
It was almost canceled, but then they had their way with it. So TikTok is still here.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Right on, guys. Take her easy. I look forward
I'll send you a link when it's up.
I look forward to new music.
All right.
Looking forward to. Yep. Bye.
Take care, guys.
Bye.